And greetings, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, I am in Reed's Guardian Tower, the Wolf's Head Tower, water tower. And there are two towers in the Wolf's Head, Guardian Towers, the Wolf's Head Water Tower and the Jungle Tower. And I'm right now in the Water Tower. Did it just get dark? It's 8 o'clock in the morning. Why did it just get dark? Okay, so here we are, and I'm going to change my view. And if it looks weird, it's because some of the donum pieces are not coming in. Yep, look at that. So I just need to take a block from somewhere. Let me do this. This is a block, and just sit it right here. Can I sit it? Right there. There we go. And see, they all came back. So I'm not concerned about that. I know I was... Oh, the restaurant. Yeah. I started doing some stuff with the restaurant that we built. Mr. Villager! Hello, hello, hello. Hello. To the bem. Oh, como esta voce? Sim, to the bem, and I'm telling Mr. Villager that I am feeling good, and yeah, things are going okay. There's Atticus. Atticus is walking through his fields. So remember yesterday we put in the international. So we were actually a university project with Tana. This colony, Seabridge, was a university project with Tana, the nation of mermaids. And now the international nations, so the nations of the land, have decided that it's safe. It's safe enough that they want to investigate underwater too. So they are building a huge science lab attached to Seabridge. And that is what we put in the beginning of yesterday. That is also going to include a submarine. And because there is no restaurant for this science lab or this area of the city, there's not really a restaurant here. The closest restaurant is way far away. So we put in a new restaurant here. And it is right here. There's Alea. Alea, did you get fed?
I can help you with that.
You got something, I see. That's why she's leaving. She's not starving anymore. Alea came immediately, and so we had to hire Houston. And when we hired Houston, that led us back to his parents. And when we were looking at his parents, that reminded us of some newer couples that we have that actually do not have couples housing of their own. They're still in singles housings, and they're okay. I mean, they're just going to go and, sleeping together in each other's beds, whichever one is they want to go to. So, but what we're going to do right now, we're going to start with this restaurant, I believe. But before
I could help you with that.
Yes, you can, Houston. Thank you. But before we do that, I want to look at something right quick. It's not showing anything, so nobody sent any messages. I just need to make sure about this. So what we're going to do today is we're going to work on that restaurant after we make sure that the builders have everything they need and that the buildings are being worked on. So one of the things that I discovered was that in order to build the archery, we have to have a level 3 barracks. So we don't have a level 1 barracks yet. We were waiting for the research to be done, and that's what I'm going to check. The research needs to be done, and it was right here. So let's come here and let's look at this. Now it would be faster if I build the international station and put the secret base on hold, because the international station is at level 2. The secret base is at 0, so we'd have to build 1, 2, 3 before we could start. So, and that means digging out the mountain. So Benjamin can start working on that, but it would be better if Benjamin started working on the new place. Max is going to supervise, but let's see. Hi, that was Kiyoshi asking if she could help. Let me do something right quick. I so don't want to have an accident. So let's come here, game mode, survival, tab. So if I accidentally hit this in survival, I can't destroy it. If I hit it accidentally in creative, in my creative powers, it'll be gone. So here we go. So I am in survival. We can see that. Let's come here. Let's go to combat. Combat. And it is still saying unlocks barracks. So the barracks is unlocked. And we're going to get Benjamin, just based off of what I just said, we're going to get Benjamin to start the barracks. Benjamin is Marin's brother, and Marin is the builder on Emney Island. And she's an excellent builder. We expect Benjamin to be the same. And we're going to begin with him upgrading this. So as we explained yesterday, this looks like a barracks, but it is actually a scientific. They are repurposing this barracks design and the submarine design for science. There's Benedict, upgrade the building. And it is saying the upgrade has been requested, and there we go. So I could look, I'm going to go up to Benjamin's. We're just going to see how far away he is. Everyone's far away from here. All the builders are. The closest builder is probably Benjamin. I don't know that Jania's closer. She might be a tad closer. I'm not sure. But she's not available. We need her to work on another project which she is already working on. So let's go up to him. And this is his first big project here. And speaking of Benedict, there he is. So did I say Benjamin? Am I making a mistake on his name? I am. So let's come here, build, let's look at what he needs. So light gray concrete, I apparently have some on me. Look at this. I do have some, because that's what I use. And I just happen to have the right number of them. Wow. But we're going to let them make it. I could give it to them. It's legit. Yeah, why don't I think about that? Hold on a minute. But we're going to look at the rest. An acacia button, black concrete, and lots of black, which means ink. And we'll have to find some, because that is a good amount of black. Look at that, 431. The colony flag and a crimson pressure plate. So some of those things will have to be ordered. The warehouse, the couriers will have to order those to be brought in. There should be gates, but we'll see. And all the banners. Wow, look at the rallying banner right there. And all of those things. A lot of these things have to do with it being a military installation, but it'll still be good. It's sad to say this, but you needed to abandon your project. You can't make your underwater base? Mr. Villager, why not? Why? What happened? What happens that's causing you not to be able to make it? Let's come here. I'm reading Mr. Villager in chat. And let's see right here. What? So I checked on that. I don't think that I can do any other projects. It is daytime. We've got some sick people going to the hospital. It is 10 o'clock at night. I need to check restaurants for a minute. All colonists are tucked in, so I'm going to spend the night for a minute checking the restaurants. Let's do this. I'm going to get back to my creative self. And I hope that Mr. Villager will explain to me what's going on with him, why he can't do it, why he's having trouble. So let's come in here and make sure that Jerome has food. Jerome has food, so it's not a food problem with this restaurant. We can go to the new restaurant and see, and this is the way why we need this hallway right here, because then we could cut across to the other restaurants. All then denied to support project. You had many incidents. The drowned don't allow me to finish a single wall, and I contacted some nearby villages. Basically, all of them denied to support the project. Some denied by fear, some denied by culture. It is really, really difficult. If you want, you can get a mermaid to help with the drowned, at least until you get the walls up. And it's one of the reasons why I skip that. One of the reasons why I skip it, because I have my mermaid builders come in and they take care of the drowned, and they set the first buildings. But that's just me, because that's the way I want to play. I'm not interested in fighting. And so that's how I do it. So you could get a mermaid contingent to come in and take care of the drowned for you until you get to a secure enough position that you feel good about it. This is clear glass panels in front of these white ones, in front of these light gray stained, and that's why it looks like nothing's there. But that's actually what is there. But yes, that's what that is my solution. And the librarians always say some things about logic and other things you will never understand what they mean. Logic. That is most interesting. Most interesting. I will say, Mr. Villager, not to take this as a thing. This is one of the, even McSassa, remember, he admitted that this was one of the more difficult builds. This one, Byzantine, and the fortress have always been the most difficult to build. And you can start out really small and have help. And let's see what's going on here. Everly is here. What time of day is this? Let me see what time of day this is. Oh, it's midnight. No wonder. Aw, Everly, nobody's here for you. We need an emergency nighttime doctors. I'm going to give it to you since I happen to be here. I'm going to give you a carrot. Oh, are there actually no potatoes? Is that the reason why? She might have some on her. Let me go get some potatoes to put in there. It's too long. Everly's not feeling well, and I don't want her to wait until the morning. you've been in situations where they're saying, well, the pharmacy's not open yet. P-O-T-A-T. And there we go. And there's no need to wait. Look at how many potatoes we have. So let's come here. Let's come down here and let's just get a full 64. And I'm just going to put it at that hospital right there. And the farmers always with their discussion about soil properties, proteins and such. The clerics always questioned the community health, and you talked with the farmers, so they immediately denied. This is why you need, everyone wonders why you need politicians, but one of the reasons you need them is to take care of things like this. They're the people who are supposed to work out the language and get people to agree, and that's why I am an ambassador here. This is what I do. I help with creating agreement.
Good day to you.
Between, let me give you one of these. Let's get the chit chat and let's give her, nope. Let's go to inventory. I'm going to give her one of these and I'm going to give her a carrot. And I'll give her that carrot. Let's put this back and
Good day
let's
to
put
you.
this right here. Inventory and give her the medication. There we go. So she should start taking the medicine and that will get her. It's only 3 o'clock in the morning. Where could I go? The closest guard tower in this area does not have a bed yet. So I'm going up to this guard tower right here. And we're borrowing, I believe it's Everly's bread. No, Paisley is the one who's here. Everly is the one who doesn't have one yet. Doesn't have a bedroom in hers. And we're just going to go to sleep. And wow, that is pretty, that is what can happen. That, what Mr. Villager is describing is what can happen to you in your Minecolonies world when you have a story. The cartographers always said the same, the underwater can affect the maps, production and transport, but they never care about the situation of the paths. Oh, how to get the corridors to work. Yeah, it's complex. It definitely is. And so I have to get both sets of builders to work together in this situation to keep from having the thing that you're having, to keep from there being a lot of disagreements. Okay, so let me think for just a minute. I got interrupted while I was trying to check on some things. Benedict is, no, that is Jaden, that looked like. Benedict is going to wait for deliveries. And let's look here. So he can definitely, a block of iron wall? They don't know how to make that. That's a special. So we'll have to do that. And let's go down. I'm going to go down and teach Jaden, give Jaden the recipe for a block of iron wall. That is nice. And so we can come here. Let's follow these path markings. And there is Jaden. Now, Jaden, are you just out of food or are you...
I could help you with that.
Let me see. Let's skip the chit-chat. No, he's sick. He has plenty of food. He just has a cold. The flu is going around. It must be the change in the seasons, because we have a lot of people who are getting the flu right now. And let's see. And then Mr. Villager is saying one time you were exposing some images in the center of the village, so other villager came to me with his kid, and so when the kid looked to the village with a drowned in the side of the window, the kid simply stayed scared and started to cry. Aww. You've been having so much trouble. You've been having so much trouble. So, this is interesting. Do you see that? It calls for an iron. There's no specials here. Let me come here. I have to do something. Is there one in this place? Nope. Let's come here. I love that. Isn't this gorgeous? Isn't this gorgeous? This is where he works, and I just love the way that looks. And right here we have a place where he is cooling things off and doing stuff, and eventually there'll be water and stuff. But let's try something. Let's go to the let's go back to the carpenter for a minute. Let's come to the carpenter right here. I'm going to change and SUR and oops, nope. I'll make that. Okay, and then let's come here and let's go to iron wall. It's not even showing iron wall. So supposedly there is iron wall, which means that the mechanic must need to work on it, because there isn't anything here even for it. That's all the iron stuff. It's not moving in either direction. I don't have anything here that shows.
I could help you with that.
Yeah, I don't have anything. Thanks, Mac. You did. You let me use your crafting table. There's Sky. There's Jamina. I'm going to leave it with Jamina. Jamina's the mechanic, so I'm going to leave this with her. Do we have a sifter yet? Sounds a bit dramatic, right? It sounds like real life. So much doesn't look enough to describe the situation. Oh, wow. No, it sounds like life. It actually sounds like life. Let's come here. Let's go to custom recipes, which means I'm going to need a piece of her iron. Luckily, she has a piece, because I'm going to go into custom recipes and, oh, I didn't need it. And let's get iron block, or block of iron. B-O-C-K, iron, block of iron, select, and let's hit that, and let's see if this is enough for a wall. It is. Block of iron wall. Teach the recipe. Okay, so now she knows how to make the wall, and we're going to put this piece of iron back. It's hers, and we're doing good. It's pouring down rain, but I'm going to go here, and I'm going to look at the sifter. Where is it? Oh, this is where it's wet. This is the part that leaked, and I don't know why. Let's do this. Let's take a sponge to this and see what's going on. I forgot that this had leaked, and I wasn't sure what was going on here. I wonder if the water was supposed to be down in there. This is a grindstone here. One of these grindstones is not. That's grindstone there. Where is it? There it is. Wow. Okay. It's up here. Manage workers. So, Aiden, Elijah, Bjorn are all in school. Gemma is running the extension, the library extension. Case is a teacher. Kingston's in school, and Yusef is a teacher. I apologize, Yusef. Let's look. Look at Kingston. Focus is what we need. Gemma has some focus. Focus for, but she's the teacher. 6-9. There's Elijah. Elijah has the most focused at 9. And let's look at his parentage for a minute. Let's go to Seabridge Children for a second. And let's look at it. Elijah? Yeah, he's perfect. So Mac, the carpenter, is Elijah's father, and Jamina, the mechanic, is Elijah's mother. So he is perfect for this spot. He's going to graduate from the university, and he is going to start working here. Now, he is living at the university, so we're going to have to find him some housing. It's a shame, but right now I can't put any housing in that extra doorway. I would love to be able to put a house right here, but I don't have one yet. And remember that, Mr. Villager, I might start working on something to help me with the kind of house that I need. So let's come here. Everything that involved us always was about culture. The things that are exposed in the temples, the things that are taught in the library, everything is different between villages. That is the nature of humans, apparently. The nature of land people, period. And that is what we are, even on this planet called Earth. So let me go here. Wait, did it stop raining? No, I just can't hear it. So it's almost, it's 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Everyone's going to go home. But I need to come here. I'm going to find a place for Elijah to live. And I'm hoping, against hope, that there's some room here. That's Jania needing some things. Let's look here. Who is this? Who is right here? Let me separate these two lovers. That is Amber and Ermias. Wow. Okay, hold on for a second. Let me come here. That's Amber and Ermias in a relationship. So Amber and Ermias. I can actually make couples housing for them. There is Jania coming in the room. Is there any room here? There actually is. Manage housing. Let's move Elijah. Yes. Let's move Elijah here. Let's find this. We're going to move. There's Alani. Let's continue. There he is, Elijah. So he's at 116 if he stayed at the university housing. So we're going to move him here. And now I've got to get some housing expanded for some of these people so that the couples, it's too much luck they don't have been noticed by you. Yes. Yes, indeed. That is correct. Sim. That is correct. And so that's one of the things that I need to do to start getting some of these couples into couples housing. So we just did that. We are waiting for things to be ordered for the builders. And there's one other builder that we want to check on right quick. So Jania is asking for stuff. Let's see what Jania is asking for that she's not getting still, and see if we can figure it out. That's Jania being upset right there. Probably upset about finding lovers in her apartment. But let's come here, and let's go here, and let's look. Jania, what do you need? She needs everything. Look at all of these. Oh, all of these are corals that are needed. She's got those, and she needs all of these sea pickles and brain coral. I'm going to have those gathered, and I have the order on me. So let's come out here, Jania. I'm going to do it. I know that our gardener can grow some of those things, and will grow them. I don't think that he's experienced enough to be able to grow them yet. We could check on that right quick and see if we can request. And sure enough, it is still pouring down rain. What time of night is it? It is 10 o'clock at night. Why don't I just go ahead and step in here and go to bed, and then tomorrow we'll visit Damon and see what's going on here. So here we go. 22, and now it should be 6 o'clock in the morning, and people are already up and on their way. Let's use this doorway. We're going to go to the shop. This is a tourist right here, and there are some people. Vivian is not feeling well. And why are you guys coming up here instead of going here? Is she sending them to... Let's look at what she's got. Nope. Let's come here. She has enough.
Good day to you.
And there she is. Okay, and let me see what's going on. Oh, and there is seaweed. So there's another thing. These are all things that Damon should be doing. Let's look here and see if Damon is working on these. Can I get him to specifically work on something? Plantables. All the plantables are on. Ooh, he cannot get those. Look at that. It's saying he can't get those. Oh, that is interesting. All right, so that means that those have to come from the Mer Nation. Those have to come from me. So I can use my own supplies, or do I want to go in and go into the water? I would prefer that it be harvested from lower areas where no one's living, and that's what I would prefer. Let me see something here. And let's see. Oh shoot! I can't do anything. I'm not a mermaid. I am not in my creative. I have to go to one of the hospitals and actually get a potion. Use my potion. I like to do it at the hospital. So we're going to go to this hospital and see. Is Allison here? Yes, she is. There just isn't any seaweed. Let's come here. Let me do this. Okay, so now I am back to being in my let me see. It's too much luck. But who said that don't exist other styles that are better for us? Um, is that not?
I could
Maybe
help you
one
with
day
that.
they will agree. Other styles of buildings. You know, there's two new styles, Mr. Villager. Do you want me to show them to you? Do you want me to show you the styles that I haven't looked at? You might actually like them. I think that Frontier and Colonial are really good matches. And I'm going to show. So anybody who doesn't want to see these new things, you can go away. Let's come here. Let's come here. Let's do this. Let's get these two to go away. Let's come and get this. I'm going to put this away so that I don't make any mistakes. I'll get it back in just a moment. But for now, let's switch packs and let's go to the new styles. So we have Minecolonies Original, and then we have Caledonia, which I think will also go with this new style very easily. But the new style is Colonial. And so let's select. We're at Colonial. Let's look at the infrastructures. Nope, let's look at residences. Let's start with residences and see. Look at this, look how many there are. That is so wonderful that there's more than one type of house. That is excellent. Crimson Keep sounds curious. Crimson Keep is complicated, but I can show you some of it. But let's start here. This is a level 5 alternative 1 colonial house, and I'm going to raise it up for a moment. And this is the new colonial style that the Minecolonies team just finished working on. And this is actually an update of the original one. Let me see what it looks like on the inside. This is a townhome. So on one side you have this townhome right here, and the bedroom upstairs, and the second bed up. Oh, this is nicely laid out. Ooh, I love it. I love it. This is the second townhome here, and it has this room here, and then it has a double bed. This is a beautiful layout. That is gorgeous. So that is one of the types of townhomes in the new colonial. And let's go back. Let's go to alternative 2, the diorite house, level 5. Okay, so that seems like it's the same, but let's look at see if the inside is the same. It looks like it is on the inside. So then let's go to alternative 3. I thought they were going to be different, but let's see. And this is level 5. There's a different house. Okay, so there are 2 different houses here, and this is one of them. This looks a little bit like the this colonial. Wow, this is really nice. Look at that kitchen right off of this door here. What is this right here? Here's a little bedroom on the first floor, and this door goes out to the backyard, and there's actually a barbecue and a little place. Oh, that is nice. Let's go upstairs here and see on the second floor. Let's see how many bedrooms we have. There's a little bedroom there. This is a balcony. Oh, lovely. And this is a master bedroom, or at least a double bed right here, which is beautiful. And then there's a third floor. And the third floor, excellent, is the attic bedroom, which is lovely. And I love it. I love it. Okay, if it's not colonial, I don't. It is definitely, it definitely is, isn't it? That is a beauty. That is definitely a beauty. Let's look at the builder for a second and see how complex the builder is. So let's go to fundamentals. Let's get a builder shop because that's one of the first things you have to do. Level 5. So this is the ultimate way that the builder will look. This is very nice. And materials are being kept outside. Notice the copper is waxed, so it's not going to rust. Everything else is not going to be affected by water. Maybe that wood needs to come in. And what a great crane. So this crane is really nice for helping the builder get his materials. And then on the inside, let's look and see, and there is all the places that he can walk out and get deliveries and so on and so forth. Okay, and what does a school look like? Let's do a school. Let's come to education and let's go to the school. Oh, we have two. A unischool. We'll have to figure out what that is. So this is the Colonial Level 5 school. Look at this building. Look at this. Wow. So this is a little area here. And here's one of the classrooms. And you can see there's a blackboard, there's books, there's plenty of room for the kids. And that is really nice. And then across the way, let's see what's here. And then look at this. This is a study hall right here. Oh, that is beautiful. Now, and it is a single floor, and that's it. And then the bell tower. There's usually a bell tower for these, but this is just above. This is just a high ceiling. It doesn't have the actual bell, this one. So that is one of them. So what is the uni school? Let's see what the unischool is. So let's go back here. Alternative 2. Oh, do you see what I see? It's the university classroom. It's the University Classroom Level 5. So this is a school attached to the university. And these pieces fit inside the university so that the school fits inside the university. And that is really interesting. Yeah. So let me do this for a minute. Let's go to the university. Let's see what the university looks like. This is University Level 5 Colonial University. I'm going to back all the way out. What? Yikes! Oh my goodness! Look at this thing! It's a monster. Wow! This is as big as some of those medieval buildings. Good gracious. Okay, I have to find the door. Whoa. All right, this is intense. So here's the entrances, or the entrances. Yes, there's two. We're going in. Here's the main hall. And here's a space here. This is the school space. So that school piece fits in this empty space right here. You can see the school structure, the school hut block being right there. You thought it was a town hall, right? It's intense. So on this floor would be a children's school right here. And then back here, what is behind here? This looks like a desk for the teachers and study hall. in that area. And then let's see, across the way here, this looks like library. I don't think this is the main library. This is just the school's library right here. I don't see. That might be a library piece right there. They might be combined. We'll check in a minute. So, yes, this is pretty intense. And then look at this ceiling. Look how far up this goes. Whoa. So then there's a mailbox, a stash. That's not a mailbox. That's a stash for the university, so that if you're collecting stuff for research, you can stash it in there and no one's going to touch it. The couriers won't touch it. Look at these. Look at this. This is crazy. Look at the amount of granite there is. So this is learning about plants. This is the horticultural area. Let's come across the hall here and see what's here. We've got lots of crafting here, and there it is, future foresters. Learning work here, and we've got things going on. And let's come back. I think this is where I was. Does this look like, this is a toilet? This is actually one of the first toilets I've ever seen in Minecolonies. This is a toilet. This is a bathroom, a public bathroom with stalls and sinks. They're using chairs for it, and then they have this area here which kind of looks like a tub or something, but that is a 2-set right there. Wow, that's the first ever. Yes, that is the first ever toilet that I have seen in a Minecolonies build. It's possible that there are others, but that's the first one that I've actually been aware of. So we're going all the way up to here, and what's up here? We have another classroom. This looks like lecture halls. No, this looks suspicious. I would almost think that that might be enchanting, but I don't think so. So let me come here and see. These are the rooftop. Whoa, there's a dorm. Interesting. What is this? Oops, let me come here. This looks like some sort of dormitory for the school. Look, people's storage and stuff. Let me see if this door, this comes out to here, and let me see what this one is. Yep, there's more beds there, and then you come down the stairs. There's actually, this is a university. Wait, there's another stair. Yes, there is. And this university is in keeping with the original medieval universities that did have dorms attached to them. These stairs go up to the dorms that are up here, and there's storage, and there are beds here. And I think, let me see, around the corner here, yeah, look at this. Look at this. Then there's another set of bedrooms right here. And let me see up here, what is here? And this is a little desk area, probably the mother, the house mother, the staff in there. Not staff. In universities, it is more than likely, ooh, and look, there's bathrooms there. And then we're back down, I believe, to the main floor. Yes, so, wow. Wow, that is really, really amazing. That is amazing. So that is the new colonial. And this is to the degree that Minecolonies is growing and is so cool, because as they create things, things change and things get better, and they have much cooler stuff. And that is it. What else would you like to see, Mr. Villager, before I go away? Because we just saw the school, the university, the houses, and the builder. Is there anything else you would like to look at before I end this tour of this area here? Now, I know that John was working on updating Nordic, but colonial should be the new official style. That is curious. So what the pack says about colonial is, let's go here. I think they're kind of making it the new official style, because you know that the people are in the colonial style. So let's come back to it for a minute. There's the Minecolonies original that just has to be there. You want to see the mysticals? Okay, I'll go to them. Let me see what this says. It might not be readable. It says a beginner. It says this is the default Minecolonies style. So they are making this the new default. And the authors, the designers of this style are Raycoms, John, and Sam, some add-ons, and Thordor. And so they all work together on this. And the it's set in early colonial age. It mixes elements of neoclassical architecture with an early industrial flavor, and that's what this is. Mysticals. I will happily go to the mysticals. Let's click on here. Let's look at the mystical site right here, and let's do a level 5. So this is the mystical site, and it is a fountain. I remember when they were working on this. I watched them when they were working on this. This was really cool. And so this is sort of like a fountain of mystical waters. And you can go in here, into this area here, and support support us on Patreon. Aw, that's sweet. And so this area here is what this site is. It's beautiful. It actually is really beautiful. There's no way up to this part. This is just where this water is. And so what I would say, it does look Greek. And what I would say is this is a special fountain. And we could almost say that they found like a fountain of youth. Why not? It looks like Greek, but it isn't. And let's look at the Greek mystical site for a minute. Let's switch packs for a second. Switch. I'm going to go to Antique, I believe. Let me see if Antique. Yes, the Greek colony. Let's look at their mystical site. Level 5. So, so this is the Greek level 5 mystical site. This one right here. And I like the colonial mystical site being about a water. So one of the things about the people who were coming to the Americas during the time of Columbus and the other Spaniards and Portuguese and French, they were looking for the fountain of youth. They were looking for water, special water. And so it looks like that building was built around a special water. This is the Greek mystical site right here. I'll show you from level 1. This is level 1. 2, 3, 4, and 5. So yes, it's not so different from what you were thinking. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and that is good. Okay, so anything else that you would like to see from the new colonial before I head back to looking at some others? It's worth seeing, yeah. Let's go back to colonial, switch pack, go back. Or do you want to see the crimson for a minute? I tell you, the crimson is really complex. It is as complex as the sea world. The only difference is you don't have the drowned. You have skeletons and witches and endermen and all the land creatures instead. But you have a keep, and this is the keep part here, and that's hall walls and roof and connectors. And then the next thing you have is the huts, and they're all together. And we've seen some of these huts. They are outrageously big. They're huge. And so this is, I don't think you've seen the warehouse for this, but I'm just going to show you a level 5 of a Crimson Keep warehouse. So this is why I call these buildings the old witch buildings. The old witch cities are called keeps. And this is this is their warehouse right here with this really interesting look to it. They love these stairs. They love making stairs out of roofing, and which is pretty wild. And this is the second floor of this, and then it actually goes up a third floor. And with Crimson Keep, you actually need all this space. But look, there we have it. So here's the possibility of adding 2 couriers. So 2 couriers are built into this. And then I imagine, since that's the top, that you could, let's look at their couriers for a minute and see. But you see how big this is? You see what it's made out of? And I mean, even if you have it at the beginning where it's made out of cobblestone, look how big this is. So you could practically carve this out of the mountain. You will eat? Okay, you're going to go eat? All right, I'll wait for you to come back then. But yeah, and then we'll continue. So you go ahead and eat, and we're going to continue working on some things here. So we were just looking at some things for Mr. Villager to consider, since the complexity of he doesn't have an ambassador. He doesn't have a mermaid ambassador. And so he is really having a lot of a struggle with getting all the people to work together and get you've heard of Siren Song, haven't you? I am actually, Nolan, what are you doing? There's a visitor. He's examining the architecture. Is that what you're doing, Nolan?
I could help you with that.
Why are you examining it? Because you're interested in building. That's why you're interested in building. He's a Grimbald. We have Grimbalds. We don't have them here, but we have them at the island. And that is what is going on. Okay, so we moved Elijah, the new sifter, to new housing, and we discovered a third couple that does not have couples housing, and so that's something that we can look at right now. So what I'm doing right in the meantime now for couples, do those 2 couples live here? Let's check and see. I mean, do they live in this building? So Ermias does, and Amber does. So Ermias and Amber do live here. And let's see
Good
what
day
we
to
would
you.
be talking about if we tried to expand. We can't expand in this direction. Can we expand in this direction? We can. So let me see. There is nothing on this side. So we're going to expand the apartments on this side, which is why there's a door there, because I had figured that out already. Yep. So let us work on this while everyone else is waiting for their supplies. We're going to do it again. And
What is it?
part of me is thinking about something, but I'm just going to start with this. Nah, I'm not. I'm going to wait for a minute. So, you know, when you're dating, you go and stay at another person's house, apartment, you know, while you're dating, and things happen, and that's okay. I think we're going to let that be for a minute. I would need Vincentius Primus to come in and help me, but what I would love to do is to actually begin to create a small couple's house. And what I would like to do is to put these couples' houses, attach them to the job, to certain workshops. So, for instance, especially the glass shop here. See, there we have this area right here, which is for a hallway. We could actually have her house be right off of this. That looks like there is Tana down there, but I'll check. Right off of her glass shop. And that would actually be a really what I want to do. But in order to do that, I would have to go into creative. So, let me see how I can do it. Let's look at something for a second. Let's go here. Let's sign out. Save and quit to title for a minute, and I'm going to go to here. I have not really done this before, and I don't know how I want to do this, but I want to try and do something. And that's why I would kind of like Vincentius to help me. Let's go to single player. See this flat world here? This is where I would like to be able to build in this world right here. And let's click. I'm just going to go in for a second and look. And Vincentius is, I can't tell where he is. I can't tell what game he's in right at the moment. But I'm going to go here. And here is this. Now, we had tried to change the underneath part for the guard tower. And we did. See, that's it. Changed. But I couldn't get it to work. Why is this person here? I bet I made a real guard tower. I mean a real place. Let me X. Oh yeah, they're coming in. I did not want this. Let me do this, because I don't actually want there to be any more people coming in, and it's too late. I think I already got a full set, but there isn't going to be anything for them here, because this is not where this is supposed to be, just working on things, and I made that by mistake. And see things forming here. None of that was supposed to be here. So, welcome back, Mr. Villager. So what I thought I was going to do here was actually something, build something. And you can see I have a tag tool and I have some other things. There actually is a way of doing this. You were eating some beef? Beef. Beef. Were you eating beef or were you eating steak? And I actually learned the two words in Portuguese, but I have forgotten them. So I'll have to get better at that. But I have this, I have a tag piece, this right here that I'm looking at. Let's go here. I have a shape tool and a tag tool. And those are some things, and a scan tool. And the scan tool is showing a dark oak. I might have to get a new scan tool for that because we're not going to be working on that. And this is one of the places I guess I could do something. You're confused? So while you were away, Mr. Villager, I went to a flatland, a creative land, because I was thinking that I might create a house my own. I might create something that I can add to the world. And so when you go to here, and you switch packs, one of the packs is this pack right here. This is your local structure pack. This is where all your scans go. So if you create a building yourself, this is where it would go. And right now, I don't have anything in here. See, it says I have a guard tower, but I couldn't make that guard tower work. Requires guard tower block. I'm not sure why, but I couldn't make it work in the real world. So I'm going to, it looks like it worked here. See these? These are me setting down, but when I tried to set it, it still gave me this part. So I had a misunderstanding about how to do it. So I'm still trying to learn about doing this, trying to make trying to use this program to make someplace else. In the meantime, if I don't do that, I would need to use something from one of the other packs. And right now, unless these packs have been updated with another residence, and I'm going to check for a minute for that. That's what I'm doing. So I wanted to make a house, and I'm in a creative world, flatland world. I'm not in the world of my cities. This is me, the player, wanting to create a house, not the story. And I'm going to check for a minute and see if any residents have been added to steampunk. So there is this residence, and let me see if it's showing. Okay, so this residence just appeared. This is a steampunk residence right here. And then there's an alternative residence, and let's look at that for a minute. Level 2, level 5, and it's the apartment building. So there are now 2 different residences for steampunk, and they were there all along, but this is them right here. And I had looked at this before, and because it has all these outside gardens, this is part of the reason why I don't on this. Let's go to the next pack. Let's switch packs. Arcology, we looked at the houses of Arcology, and here's a residence, level 5, And this is one of the residences that I could use. This is a different layout than the other one. See, it has the bed here, and then it has these beds. And I could take these two top beds away and have that. Put a full bed in here, take these walls away, and we'd have a different layout than the one in Byzantine. So this is the level 5 arcology. And let's go back to fundamentals. Let's go to residence, and that's all there is for this. Let's switch. And Crimson Keep only has the Covenstead. One time I think about this, but about the school, like two alternatives, one for main structure and the other for like classrooms, and that can smash completely the arcology style. Yeah, and they are actually thinking that way too, Mr. Villager. The newer ones have two different types of school setups. Let's look at Crimson Keep for a minute. Let's go to the Keep. Let's go to the huts. Let's go to a residence and see if any other residences exist. Let's see, there's residence. So we only have the one, which is the Covenstead. So there's only one type of residence for Crimson Keep. And let's continue. Let's look at Byzantine. Now, Byzantine is the one that has them all. And the only problem with them is that they're meant to fit into Byzantine buildings, which are different from ours. And the only one that actually works, there's one. I'm going to raise this up. See that it's on 2 floors, so I can't use that one. And number 2, this is the actual building right here, and I don't want that. Number 3 is another piece of the building. Number 4 is another, number 1, 2, no, wait, I'm doing it wrong. 1, 2, and then go back, and 3, and then go back, and 4. These are all parts of the same building. 5, and here's our first one of these. So this is level 5. Let's do that again. This is level 5, and that's what the whole one looks like. Now this one's interesting. This one's different, and it is on a flat floor. But this is in the center. If we wanted to have a different look, this would allow us to put the bed in different places, like to put the bed on the left side this time instead of on the right. Let's go back and let's go to, that was 5. This is 6. And let's go back, and this is, did I go back? Did I go back? Yes, this is 7. And let's go back. This is 8. And back, and this is 9. Level 5. And it's still a building. It's still a full building. Not bad house, actually. That's actually a single family home, it looks like. And that is in that's in Byzantine. So there's a single family home in Byzantine. Let's go back, and that was 7, I think. Or, no, that was 9. Yeah. Yes, that's 9. So let's go back to 10. And there's one on 2 floors. And let's go back to 11. And there's a building again. Let's go back to 12 here, and we're into buildings. This is a different style building. 12, 13, 14, and then let's see, 15, and finally 16, which is the one that I use all the time. 16, level 6, which is the smallest and most compact, and it puts the table in front of the bed right here instead of over the other way. So that is interesting. This house looks a bit colonial. It is, but when you see them, they're actually where colonial got the Byzantine style. Their Colonial is using some Byzantine. And yeah, there's a lot of different options because these little room pieces fit into those big buildings. And that is really nice. So there is that one. And I'm just looking for a minute to see if I can see something different. Savannah has always only had two. I don't think John's worked on this yet, doing something different. Yeah, and there is the house for this. The house for this is always this huge apartment complex, and it has been updated. You can see the roof pieces, so that means it's definitely been updated. And let's switch back. And there's Caledonia, and Caledonia is going to do the same. This is Corrupted Pagoda, and we know what the pagoda houses look like. Antique Greek, nothing's changed there. The Urban Birch, they were working on that, and I just want to see what the residence ended up looking like ultimately. So this is the one that we buried in the mountain. And you like the idea of the cauldron in the room. It's so cool because it's a cauldron. Yeah, it's a cauldron. Gave you claustrophobia, I think. Yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah, that's pretty wild. So this is the level 1 of the Urban Birch, the 2, the 3, the 4, and the 5. So it's simpler. They're using the copper, the wax copper on the stairwell and glass. And then the rooms were all pretty wonderful. So I don't think they really did anything to them. I think all they did was change the hallway. Yep. That's exactly all that they did. And they used pane in here, or wall panels, instead of using glass blocks in this section right here. And that's it. That's the change in that. Let me see for a second how we're doing. I have to keep a lookout. Minecolonies is going to start streaming in a little bit, in about 15 minutes, but I think we'll just continue until they do for a second. So let's switch. So none of these are really going to work. The warped Netherlands, they all have that meteor underneath. It's so cool, like to put sea pickles and amethyst crystals for decorations on tables. Yeah. Yeah, but it is. It's very nice. It's very nice, and it makes it look like they have glasses and cups and plates and art pieces and things like that. So it's nice indeed. The Lost City was always a dorm. They haven't done anything to that. Shire, we've seen. We're not going to get anything but those two, and Colonial. And we looked at the residences in Colonial. That's what we were, I'm almost positive that that's what we looked at. The residences in Colonial, let's see for a second. Just to make sure. And yeah, because there were 3 different ones. So the brick house, the diorite, and the house. And so that's the end of that one. And that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. Nothing else is really going to work in underwater. This is our thing. It has to work underwater. And the only one that really does is the cavern style right here. And let's do default residence, level 5. And let's see, there it is right there. So what I really want is only one room, one floor, a floor like this, which they made, but it's the one that they have is too big, but it might not be able to be any smaller. This would be like a 1,000 square foot apartment. So if we made walls between this kitchen, if there was no stairwell there, this would be the bedroom, this would be the dining room, and this would be sort of the living room. So we would have to cut this part off to make a bedroom right here. That's what I want to do, something like that. So I'm going to try it again. Look at the Colonial Enchanter Tower before I go away. Okay, let's look at that. Let's switch back. Remember, Mr. Villager went away and then he came back. So I'm going to switch to the Colonial for a minute, and we're going to look at the Enchanter Tower before we leave. There's Colonial, and these are Mystic Sites and the Enchanter Tower. And let's pull away. This is the level 1. This looks very familiar. This looks like the same footprint as the fortress ones. 2, 3, 4, and 5. And it is. It is very similar to the medievals. It just is made out of different materials. And it is much more modern in that it's using those materials, all of these materials in level 5. But this is the way the medievals look. And so yes, and then on the main floor down here, there's a second room for growing underground. There's the underground room there, and this is where the player can have an actual real book. I think that is not their book. Their book is up here, I believe, somewhere. Let's find it. There it is. There's the hut block. So that is the player's area through this door. Oops, not that one. Not that one. This one over here. Let's go back to this. But the way it's made is it's almost the same but different. The way it's made, the materials that it's made out of are amazing, but it does follow the footprint of the original medievals. So just to show you, switch pack. Let's go to medieval. Let's go to one of the medievals for a minute, which are down here. A medieval dark oak, mystic, Enchanter Tower. So that's right. The Enchanter Towers changed in medieval. Let me see if there's only one, but the level 5, I remember now, they made them into tents. And so when they did, these are the medievals now, are made into tents. Yes, it looks like the fortress one. You're absolutely right. You're good. You're good, Mr. Villager. It absolutely looks like the fortress one, which is, let's find fortress. There it is right here. Select, and unless fortress has changed, this is what it looks like. Does that look like it's changed? It does, doesn't it? Interesting. 2, 3. No, I remember this. So the fortress is the one that has this cage. I have built this one before, where it has this cage, and in this cage, when I built it, I put, what are those flying things in the air at night? I put a nest of those in this cage, because this is the enchanter, and it was fun. And then down below, yeah, there were places down below, and this looks almost a little like this has been, nope, this is it. This is the one that I built. And by the way, if you go to Monster to Mermaid, the green background, so see my Monster to Mermaid, when you look at the channel, is white background behind the mermaid. There's another channel, Monster to Mermaid, that's the green background. And if you look at that, you'll actually see other builds that I've done for earlier levels. I love the way that looks there. That's the fire. That just looks so cool right there. But I actually built this, and it looked really, really cool. So, yeah. So that is the mystical sites for that. And I think we're going to get back to the other world now. I have an idea of what I'm going to do. I tried it before, but I'm going to do it differently. It's the same colors as the Byzantine Empire flags. Interesting. Interesting. And I wonder if they change them now, but that is most curious. So yes, so I'm going to go back to the world now. Probably the second most expensive build in Fortress. No, the university is the most expensive build, and maybe the hospital. Let's switch back. In Fortress, the university and the hospital. I didn't need to go back that far, but I'm going to go down here to where Fortress is. This is it right here, because the university is still one of the largest buildings, one of the largest universities. Here we go, university. There is the university that looks like this, and this is the one that has the telescope. And this is the one that has all of this is the university. And it is one at the time when Fortress first was introduced. This university was the most amazing build. And this was really, really gorgeous. So the classrooms, you can see them there. There are study areas up here. This is where there is a nether portal right here, and this is the telescope. And it is a beautiful job of doing a telescope right here, where you come up here, and this is where the telescope is read right from there. And this is the telescope sticking out of the top here, and you can see its workings. And this is only upstairs. The downstairs is the reason that I built this. There is a theater, and this is the most elaborate, one of the most elaborate builds. And I missed this. This was so amazing. But I can always go out to, you are feeling pathetic looking at this? Why? Oh, it doesn't matter. It's okay. This is one of the nice things about Minecolonies, is that you don't have to be an architect. You don't have to have that skill in order to have these buildings. You can have your people build these buildings, and these are little ways. See these right here? These are the little pocket areas there, and then there are doors that lead to different areas so that actors can get on and off the stage. And then below this is this area right here below the stage, and they have it fenced off here, and they have some farm stuff going on in here. I would put stage stuff in here. I would put a dressing room and things like that in here. And yeah, Yeah, it does make the town hall of this pretty um, small in comparison, and it's fine because the town hall doesn't need to be like this. And then let me look here. And there's the Minecolonies team right on schedule at 2 o'clock. They are getting ready to start. I'm just going to go right quick to the hospital because the hospital in this is also, whoa, we have thunder and lightning. Now that is one. This is the smaller hospital. Let's go back. Yeah, let's go back to alternative 1. And this is the big hospital, level 5. And I thought this hospital was less medieval. Yes, here it is. This is what I remember about this hospital. This is a very amazing and complex hospital. So you have the place where the nurses are right in here. You have a waiting room right here. And then back here, doesn't it look like a hospital? It is crazy how gorgeous this is. It is just one of the best of the builds as far as hospitals are concerned, and I just love it. I love this hospital. So yeah, that's the fortress, and this is the reason why so many people love the fortress, because of that. And in comparison, what does the town hall look like in comparison to all that? Let's see for a second. So this is the town hall right here. And this is the level 5 town hall for the fortress. And let me do this for a second so that it's not making those loud noises. Let's see. I know I could turn off the weather, but it turns it off for the entire worlds, for all the worlds, and I don't want to do that. So this is in fact the town hall, and you can see how much of it is underground. That's actually underground, all of this. All of these are underground. This is actually the main entrance right here, if I'm not mistaken. I believe so. Do not disturb the bees. This is new. I don't remember this town hall having these things in this, but look at this. I don't remember those outer areas being that evolved, but I never did the town hall for this. I always, I added those fortress buildings to the pagoda and did it that way. We've got food and we've got all this kind of stuff. The experience is more immersive. Yes, exactly. I don't want it turned off. Exactly. And so this monster right here is actually perfect for the fortress and all of its big buildings. And so that's what we've got up here. We've got all sorts of things going on at all different levels. And I have to go now. And thank you, Mr. Villager. When I come back next time, I'll be back to the world and we'll do things there. I have an idea. I'm going to combine two things, and that's what I'm going to do with it. I just hit that by mistake, so let me come here. Enjoy your games and enjoy watching all the other gamers, and we'll be back soon, okay? And Mr. Villager, obrigado for being in chat. Thank you very much. And shus, which is goodbye in Portuguese, and I will see you all soon. I'm going to play music. Bye for now. Wait, you're noticing it was just me and you. Yes, today it was. It's just me and you today, but it's okay. That happens sometimes and it'll be fine. So I say thanks to all the other people who will watch the stream later when it's just a video. I am thanking them for watching as well. So here we go. Bye. Bye. Music.